As our coverage on the growing concerns surrounding illegal mining in Riverlea continues, the Department of Mineral Resources has vowed to take action by permanently closing all open shafts and holes by the end of September. However, with a significant population of Zamazamas in the Johannesburg area, the situation remains complex. Joining me now to shed light on the efforts to address this pressing issue is the DMRE Environmental Director, Andries Moatshe. Andries, appreciate your time this evening. Now, there are obviously a significant number of open shafts and holes. Give us an indication of what those numbers are looking like and just how much work has gone into shutting these holes.
Good morning. Good morning to the viewers nationally.
Evening, actually.
I think good evening. I think one of the things which we need to understand is that the department has a program to deal with what we call derelict and ownerless mines, as well as derelict and ownerless mine shafts or holings. The number of shafts nationally is 1,170. Now, at the present moment, the bulk of these shafts and holings are actually in Gauteng, or in the Gauteng province. We have sealed a sizable percentage of these within the Gauteng province, which are within our database. The challenge which we have right now is your makeshift type of holings or shafts which are made by these illegal miners. At the present moment, in the area concerned, that is the Langlaagte as well as the Riverlea area, the number of holings which we have identified through our agency, Mintech, is 26, just to be precise.
Okay, 26 holdings. Well, you've talked about 1,170 disused or holes that you need to fill up, particularly, I think, in the Gauteng area. Now, when did you discover this number, and what is the significant number that you've filled out?
Right. In 2009, we had to conduct a study nationally, and that study was completed towards the end of 2010. And that study is the one which revealed that with reference to what we call derelict and ownerless mines, as well as derelict and ownerless mine shafts, we only have 1,170. Of these, around 600 are in the Gauteng area.
So how many have been filled in the last 13 years, which obviously is 2010 when the report was completed?
Approximately 650 of the mine shafts have been rehabilitated or sealed in the country as we speak.
So the other half are still open and obviously accessible to these Zamazamas. Now, I'd imagine that the holes that we're speaking of are really around gold mining. Is this correct?
They actually vary with all the commodities, but mainly it's where there is deep mining taking place. But you rarely find them within your open shafts environment.
Not to want to hop onto this, but if we've got a little over 600 that remain open, is that going to take another 13 years to fill those 600? And what is the level of the environmental impact or degradation that is occurring in those 13 years that the illegal miners are mining those holes?
No, there is a process to accelerate the sealing of the shafts, specifically as a result of the challenge which we are facing right now. The expectation is that in the next few years, we should be able to have sealed all of the shafts in the country. But you must remember that the problem of illegal mining is mainly concentrated in specific areas within the Republic, with specific reference to the shafts. Although we do have some, in some instances, illegal mining from the shafts in, for example, Gauteng, Northwest, and so on. But it is very minimal. The bulk of this is actually happening in Gauteng. So the focus, therefore, at the present moment is to ensure that where there are hotspots in as far as the illegal mining is concerned, the focus then should be to close all of those shafts. And this would be in the Gauteng province as well as in the Free State.
How labor intensive is the process of closing a shaft? I'd imagine if it's taken 13 years to fill 600, that it must be quite a process.
No, it is not quite labor intensive. It is a process which requires obviously an engineering type of process, but it is not quite an intense labor intensive project. You would actually find that a service provider who is appointed to seal one shaft or hauling would have the number of, say, for example, not more than 15 of the employees to do that.
And how long would it take them to fill a single shaft?
It depends also on the complexity of the shafts and the type of soil, because one of the things which we need to study before we close the shaft is to look at the chances of subsidence amongst others, and the extent to which the sealing has to take place. Sometimes you would find that the illegal miners would actually start digging around these shafts, and therefore require us to try and seal quite a wider area around the hole or the shaft itself. That could take a maximum, say, of let me say 2 weeks to have the cement, everything setting.
Now, are there any plans to rehabilitate disused mines in South Africa to restore the affected areas and prevent them from being used by illegal miners in the future?
Correct. The Department of Mineral Resources and Energy, as we speak right now, is receiving an amount of 140 million rand to specifically seal what we call, or rehabilitate what we call derelict and ownerless mines. And of these, so far, the focus has been on the asbestos. To date, we have rehabilitated 42. In terms of our annual performance plan, we are expected to rehabilitate 3. That you would understand, unlike your shafts or sealing of the shafts, it's quite labor intensive.
Andries Moatshe, the Department of Minerals and Energy Director of Environment. Appreciate your time this evening.